or something.
Did you hear that?
Welcome to the OHIORAAM Show.
Well, hello everybody. This is Jim Lawyer here, and we're putting on the OHIORAAM Show, number 380, the show about ultracycling and all things RAM. Hey, Lee.
Hi, Jim, and we're brought to you by the wonderful people who work night and day at the Race Across America time stations here in Ohio, 41 in Oxford, 42 in Blanchester, and 43 in, where's 43 at again?
I think it's
Jim?
Chillicothe.
Chillicothe.
That's where I'm going to spend the next week.
Jim's going to be there with his new Spiegel bike.
Yes.
And
Infinity seat and a lot of other fun stuff.
And some prizes, maybe?
Yes, I think so. And maybe even a virtual Lee. Or maybe Lee will show up in a limo.
Valerio said he's going to send a stretch limo for me. I don't know. I'm waiting for that.
It would be awesome.
Oh, dear. But there are going to be some good things there at 43. All the time stations are good, but
yes.
Since Jim is here, we can talk about him. And speaking of prizes, anybody out there who makes a comment or a question or anything, just put a period in and send it.
Yep.
Your name gets put in the hopper for prize, and this week we're going to give away a membership to the $10 Bicycle Club, of which our guest is already a member, I believe.
I believe he is.
And we're glad to have him. Well, we're supposed to have another guest here, but he's out in a sailboat somewhere in the English Channel, and I think he got lost. But we'll talk
Soren.
about that. Yeah, hi, Soren. Hi, what is it, Team Skydog?
Yeah, Skydog.
Yeah. Hey, let's...
hi, Aunt Susan.
Oh,
Love
there,
you.
yeah. Auntie Susan's here.
Yeah.
Great.
We got a bunch coming in. Doug's here.
Here's there. Yeah,
hey,
hi,
Doug. And Georgie's coming in. Great.
Hi, Georgie. Hey, we hope to have you on when you start this. What's it called, Jim?
It's the, oh, wow, you scared it out of me. Not Bike Nonstop. Georgie, help me.
Hey, Georgie, text what you're doing there so we can tell it. It's
I can tell you real quick.
It's not Trans Am, but it's kind of parallel.
Bike Nonstop US. Bike Nonstop US.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great fun. And we're going to take a little time here. Marko, we didn't get a chance to tell him. We're going to take a few minutes to do a little run through of how to follow. Jim and I made a little video. It's kind of a sad thing, but we'll show it just to say. Well, that's coming from us, Jim.
Yes.
Most stuff is sad.
Yes.
But our birthdays this week, we noticed, was Walt Edwards. He's a great fan of the Race Across America. Comes up to Blanchester every year and is a bent rider, by the way. Ricardo Maduro there at Oxford. He was on the RAM team a few years ago and works there at the time station. Good. Kimberly Coates out there in the wilds of Wyoming. She is the marketing director for Team Rwanda. That's not the exact name. They have a new name, I think Africa Rising. Mm-hmm. And she's been on the show a few times talking about what's going on there. And also from the wilds of Toledo.
Definitely.
Jamie Narragon, who has been an official for RAM, and she says she'll be back sometime. Russ Kesley over there in the United Kingdom. He says RAM 2022, I believe he said.
Awesome.
Glad to see him back. Marcelo Soares there in Brazil. I think he was in 2019. Seems to me like he might have been on the roster for doing it again. I'm not sure. And Lambdo with Team Super Mario. Didn't we have him as a birthday a while back? I
don't know. I know he was on our show with our family night. So.
Yeah. Anyhow, he was on the show last week.
Yes.
Happy birthday to all of you.
Yes.
We did this little 4-minute thing to kind of help people who would like to know how to follow it.
Yeah. Before we get that, Lee, let me. We'll go ahead and give our little how many days. Until,
oh yeah.
Just so everybody knows, we're really close.
2 days to the start of solo, 6 days to the start of team.
That's
so
correct.
Let's just do this little thing real quick so we can get to Marko. The OHIORAAMshow.com website, and in there I have tried to put items and sort them out that you're going to most want to see during the Race Across America. If you'll look on that right-hand side of the page, there's a number of items. I'm not going to go through all of them. First of all, let's take a quick look at the RAM leaderboard. Bring that up, Jim. You'll see a number of headings, and the ones that are most important to remember there are the 4 items there that's RAM solos, RAM teams, raw solos, and raw teams. All the groups on the leaderboard are separated into those 4 groups. Why don't we pull down 2019? So we'll have some data in there. And let's click on RAM solos.
RAM solos.
And here you see each category listed. Solo females and their age group, solo males. On the right-hand side, you'll see the time station they were last at. And the one I pay a lot of attention to, Jim, I don't know about you, is the average speed, because that tells us a lot more. Let's go down then to team report.
Okay.
And let's pick on Marko there. As you scroll down there, you'll see his arrival times at each time station along the way. And again, over there on the right, the average speed, they are remarkably even, but on the right-hand side that you'll see at 47, his average speed was 7 miles an hour. And Jim, you know what that tells me?
What does that tell you, Lee?
It tells me that some point between those 2 time stations, Marko took a nap.
I totally agree with you, yes.
The things I think we want to point out, the prediction. Some of you will be following teams, and if you'll look at the predictions, again, click on Marko. Well, there won't be anything there because the race is over, but you'll see a list of time stations and when he's expected to arrive. Be very cautious about those numbers because they're simply based on what their average speed has been thus far in the race. And that always goes down, which means those times get later and later as the race goes on, don't they, Jim?
Yes, they do, yes. For our Ohio time stations, we don't get even close till they cross the Mississippi.
Don't pay much attention to those times until you get to about 400 miles to the west of you. The same thing's true for arrival predictions at the time stations. Again, Jim, there's a list of time stations there. There's nothing there because that race is over. But again, you'll see a list of when people are supposed to arrive.
Correct.
Like I said, don't pay a lot of attention to that until they're about 400 miles away. That'll give you some idea when to show up there at Chillicothe or Oxford or Blanchester to see your favorite rider or whichever time station across the nation you're watching. Jim, let's go and find the tracking. There's nothing on there because that's last year's race. Right now, those little dots represent the time stations along there, but Jim's going to enlarge them and scroll in. The flags represent the finish at Durango and Annapolis. When the race starts, you're going to see the racers' little dots start crawling across here. And those are fascinating to watch. Sometimes we get glued on them, Jim.
Yes.
And can't get our eyes off of them. But those will tell you where people are at from their GPS, which is usually pretty good. Sometimes they go wacko. Someone jumps in the swimming pool and forgets to take her tracker off.
There's an example from the replay.
Okay,
showing
yeah.
a movement at high speed.
When you want to track somebody, you want to make sure you know their number. You can actually click on that item on the map, and that will bring up their race particularly, give you a lot of extra data on them, how they're doing, how long they've been on the bike, how long they've been off the bike. The secret there, folks, is just to play with that and learn the way we did, Jim.
Definitely, just trial and error.
All right, let's turn this thing off and get on to our guests. Well, I don't know if that helped anything or not, Jim, but at least we gave it a
Hopefully we didn't muddy the
try.
waters for people, but at least you gave them a little taste of what's out there.
Hey, let's get our single guest on here.
All right.
Marko.
Hey, Marko.
Glad to see you. Hi, Marko.
Hello, how are you?
Very good.
What's it like in Slovenia today?
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, I was supposed to be in Oceanside actually, but since I'm here, I did a Gran Fondo race today, which went pretty good. I mean, considering I didn't feel that. I don't know. So I finished in the second place in category, which was a little bit of a surprise. Otherwise, it's summer at last, because I mean there was May was really bad. May was kind of rainy with February temperatures, so it was strange May. But now the summer's here, so it was hot, sunny, the way we like it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we hope to have Hoppo on here as well. He's out sailing somewhere
Yeah, that's what I
in the
hear.
English Channel, and you know it can get rough out there, Marko.
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's hope he didn't capsize in that beautiful boat of his.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah, well, maybe he'll pop in here. Who knows?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Hey, Marko, do you have anything planned coming up? Big races or anything? Or is things coming back normal where you're at?
No, it's it's been strange 2 years. So my last race actually was ultra race was Sebring last year.
Yep.
So February 2020. Then I wanted to do Siberia thing, Red Bull Trans-Siberian Extreme.
Yep.
Moscow, Vladivostok last year. Postponed to this year, and in March they were pretty early with their announcement. So in March they told us that they're not going to be able to have it, so it's postponed for another year.
Right.
So June 2022. And then after that I kind of decided. I mean, I wished I could do a race across the West, so I was semi-registered. I mean, they knew, the Botlings
Right.
knew that I wanted to come, so I could. But there's just we had plane tickets for Monday, so 7th of June, but the restrictions is still on, so Europeans are not allowed to fly.
I know you held out right to the end there, hoping you would
Yeah,
be
and
able to
I
show
was
up.
kind of trying everything, embassies, and
Yeah.
because there's some exceptions, like professional basketball, Doncic, Dragic, those basketball players,
Yes.
NFL.
Yes.
But they told me that only the big leagues, NBA and NHL, they only have understanding with them. I don't know. They only
Right.
can do it, so they couldn't do it for me. And they are still waiting for the last moment. Now we kind of changed rebooked the tickets for October in Borrego. So that's the next goal, the 24-hour World Championships.
That was Yeah, my next question was going to be if you're going to make it to the World Time Trials.
I hope so. Yeah, I don't know. We try to stay positive. I think so. I think. I mean, we were both vaccinated. I mean, 2 times, so it shouldn't be a problem in October. Right. I hope so.
What is the travel in Europe itself? Can you get around pretty well there, or are there restrictions?
There are some restrictions. Some countries different. I mean, you have to check it. But actually, can depending on the numbers in different country. So there's some quarantine. Some countries still demand from you to quarantine when you come there. But mostly now, I mean, our numbers are pretty good. I mean, getting better. So I hope we can make it.
Guess what? Hoppo apparently didn't capsize in the English Channel. He is here. Let's get him in here. Hi, Hoppo.
Hey, Hoppo.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hi, Marko. Hi, Lee.
Jim down here. So,
hello, Jim. I didn't see Jim there down on the bottom right.
I'm hiding down here on the bottom.
He's down here in the bottom. So you out on your? Tell us about your boat, Hoppo.
Yeah, well, we've been out sailing with Connor, and we've had a lovely afternoon. I did plan on getting here about 10-15 minutes earlier, but that's why I gave you the warning that I may be slightly late.
Well, we were speculating on the fact that maybe the English Channel blew up one of its famous storms, and
no, as you can see by my face, the weather here is...
Yes, I can tell.
Yeah, the weather here is absolutely roasting, and I've turned into a lobster.
Well, greet your friend, Marko. We're just talking about travel and well, what do you think about RAAM 2021? What's it going to be like from your perspective, from where you're at?
Oh, goodness. Well, I mean, I can understand why it's being run, and I can understand it needs to be run because obviously the race is iconic. We all know. We all understand RAAM, especially Marko that's ridden it as many times as he has. I've ridden it myself. I've finished it 4 times. It needs to be there, but I think it's a struggle for the organisers with only 12 races. The travel problems that Marko and I have got from Europe are awful. I'm funnily enough, I'm entered in Marko's 24-hour at the end of July. I can't even get over there for that. The difference in the regulations for each country in Europe even is everybody's got their own rules. I can't seem to travel over to France. I mean, I've got my own boat. I could sail to France. But then I'd have to quarantine.
To paraphrase a former politician here in the United States, you can see France from where you're at, can't you? Just about.
Yeah, I can. Especially today when the weather's been like it has. I've been melting all afternoon.
So, is it restrictions that are not letting people from United Kingdom into Europe? What's going on, Rob?
Well, even, I mean, myself and Jenny only get a certain amount of time off work, and it's not only the quarantining getting to other countries, it's coming back again.
Yep.
If I went anywhere in Europe, I'd then have to quarantine again for another 14 days on coming back to Guernsey.
Right. So that's a month out of your plans.
Well, and apart from that, it gets even more silly than that. If I went over to Europe, then coming back to the UK, I would have to quarantine, and then coming from the UK to Guernsey, I would have to quarantine again.
Oh my goodness!
Stupid.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is just just ridiculous. That's why I can't get to Marko's 24-hour, because I just haven't got enough leave in the whole year to put into one race. What I am planning on doing, I've had both my COVID vaccines, and just to keep my racing going and do something for the sponsors, I'm actually going over to the UK a couple of times and racing. In July, I'm racing a 50-mile and a 100-mile TT and the National UK 24-hour Championships. That's in July. And then Jenny and the kids and I were planning on going on a family holiday in the UK in August. And I was going to stick a 12-hour in the middle of the family holiday. And then I'd have done all the distances. But it's looking like even that isn't going to work because Jenny hasn't, and the kids haven't had their vaccines yet. I've been offered mine as an over 50. They haven't had the vaccines. So whereas I, coming back to Guernsey, would just have to test on arrival and then I'd be free after I got the result after 24 to 48 hours. Jenny and the kids would then have to isolate for 2 weeks, and that's just not possible. So I may end up going for the family holiday alone just to race a 12-hour and coming back again.
Wow.
But so everything is just crazy at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the problem is every country, I mean, when we went, every country has its own regulations and different regulations to different countries. So it's every time when I went to race across Italy with a guy, crewed for. I mean, it was complicated, but you had to check everything and as the embassy, I don't know, check it twice and then get the info from Italian side, from Slovenian side for coming back and everything. And now I'm kind of thinking of going to race across Germany in 2 or 3 weeks time, and it's the same story. We don't have a clue. So we have to ask, find out first. You try to find out, Google it and find whatever you can, and then you ask for confirmation from this side, from their side, and so we hope we're able to. I mean, all the team, all the crew were vaccinated, so it shouldn't be a big issue. But yeah, it's just crazy, and it also changes, weekly, if not 2 times a week. So it's. Bloody hell.
Definitely, I totally agree.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Do you agree with Hoppo, Marko, that they should have gone ahead and run RAAM 2021?
Yeah. I mean, as far as the numbers, that's probably. I mean, that's the lowest number of soloists since I started in 2003. There was, I think, the only time that there was lower. The number was lower than 20. After that, it was up. The last, the last year it was 40 to 50 soloists, so it was really huge. Yeah, I think they had. I mean, they had to go. I'm afraid probably. I'm not sure they're going to make ends meet. They're going to stay positive numbers with that kind of number of racers. But I'm sure they have to go on because after 2 years, I mean, it's still RAAM. I don't think we would forget about it. But from their point of view, they had to go on with it, and they didn't know. There was. I mean, even a couple of months ago, we were kind of hopeful that we could travel. There was a couple of European guys still registered. A week ago.
Right.
Because they had tickets and everything, and they were prepared to come, but nothing changed. So there's been a talk about opening the travel for Europeans since beginning of May.
Right.
And then it was beginning of May, then maybe mid-May, then end of May, and we were kind of waiting, postponing, and unfortunately, it didn't happen. It could, at least. I mean, for the guys who are vaccinated, I don't know what's the big deal. So. But that's political decision, I'm guessing. So
yeah, I think Nicole was one of the last ones to pull the plug. Nicole Rice, and that was a great. We were kind of looking forward to a matchup between Mark and Nicole.
So she's not come. I didn't even know. Yeah, I guess that.
She pulled the plug. And of course, sometimes it's not only the rider, but teams that have trouble.
Sure. Yeah. It's a big-
making the trip.
I mean, every year is a logistical challenge, but this year it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Not everybody can afford. I mean, there was a possibility, to come to USA like Valeria did, 14 days in Mexico, or for us, even Croatia would work. But to go, even myself, I don't think I could not only afford, not only financially, but time-wise,
Right.
And then for the crew, it's not for everybody. So unfortunately, yeah. But yeah, I'm still looking forward. I hope they all make it, because otherwise the number will be really small, of finishers.
Well, I think Valerio should be inducted into the Hall of Fame for no other reason than all of the things he had to jump through to make it there. It's just incredible. Not the last, which was trying to get his wife in as well. Goodness sakes. I mean, he had to fly 9 hours to go 50 miles. But at any rate, so it is. So, Hoppo, when will we see you here in the United States again?
Well, that's a very good question. They need to sort the travel out. When I'm allowed in, I am coaching a rider who was doing RAAM 2020, and I was going to be crew chief. Then it was 2021. Now it's going to be 2022. We'll see. Yeah, my idea was to come and crew chief him for RAAM and race 24 hours in the canyon the week before. And that is still my plan, and has been for the last 2 years running. So we'll see when it actually happens. Marko actually touched on something that I was thinking. I was chatting with Danny Chu the other day. We all know Danny.
Yes.
And in 1994, when he did RAAM, there were 32 competitors. And at that point, RAAM ran as a loss. It made a loss that year with 32 people. So I can't see any way that this year, with 12 competitors, they're going to come anywhere near breaking even. But as Marko said, and I agree 100% with Marko, they've got to run it. Even if there's only US residents in it, they've got to run it.
Well, it might be a chance for somebody from the United States from winning, but I don't think so. If I assume Patterson's in. The financial thing has been on the back of our minds. We don't know, but it's got to be a major blow. There's a lot of costs that go with something like this, whether you have it or not.
Yeah.
And but we do have quite a nice collection of Race Across the West people.
Yes.
We've got a nice collection of teams, which will help that situation. So, yeah. But it seems to me like I think there's more ultra cycling events hitting the calendar all the time, aren't there? Do you think so, Hoppo?
I think there are, but there's a lot of them getting cancelled as well because of the problems that Marko and I have both spoken about. I mean, a classic example is Race Across Europe. It was the correct decision because every single country in Race Across Europe, Slovenia, France, Germany, Austria, every single one, exactly like Marko said, everyone's got their own rules and regulations, and going from one to the other and then to the absolute nightmare.
Are you referring? Yeah, are you referring to Transcontinental?
Yeah. No, the Race Across Europe.
Okay, that's different. Okay, Transcontinental was canceled too, I believe.
Yeah, same reason.
Yes, I think it is. Yeah. But I would imagine both for the same reasons.
Yeah. But like I said, in fact, I get messages from time to time from people saying, "Hey, we're going to have a race in 2022." And we're trying to collect some of those. Some of those will happen, some of those won't, I guess. But the other thing that took place, I don't know offhand if either of you, was the increase in number of challenges with the World Ultracycling Association. A lot of people took those up as a way of using their training.
Yeah.
And did that.
Yeah, you mean probably world records and stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was the only thing you could last year. There was no racing, so there was.
Right.
I mean, you still. I mean, the sponsorship is also down, of course, for COVID reasons. But you still have to do something for your sponsors. So that's what we did, and and maybe again this year. I don't know. Now, like I said, I'm thinking about Germany, and then Borrego. So if Borrego doesn't happen, I don't know. I probably will going to do something. I'm not sure yet. I'm still thinking about the options. But yeah, that was a great way, because I mean we like cycling and we like it anyway. But if you want to train properly, you have to have a goal. Otherwise, it's really hard. I mean, you can ride around and have fun, but it's not the same. So with that option, going for the world record, VUCA world record. Yeah, it was it was a big increase in number. I don't know. I have to ask Mark, probably Poland, about it, but probably double or even more world record attempts than years before. So it's a good thing for sure. Yeah,
definitely.
Is the Trans-Siberian in your future, Marko?
Trans-Siberia has been cancelled now from 2020, like Hoppo said for his RAM, 2020 to 21. Then now it's cancelled. I mean, postponed to 22. And I hope, I guess next year. If last year in April or May, we would kind of laugh. Okay, in August or September, everything's going to be okay. Yeah, but which year? so I'm afraid to say. But I think and Trans-Siberian has been. I mean, this is not the first one. It's been run. I think this is sixth time that it's going to be run. But now it's been 2 years hiatus, so I'm sure they're going to put on a big show, and I hope so. We'll see. But it's a really very well organized race, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, they certainly got the resources to do it.
Yeah, so that's why Soren asked me if I'm going to do RAM next year. So probably the answer is no, because it's the same time as Trans-Siberian, so there's no way to do both.
Well, let's interrupt here and say, if you haven't put a comment in, please do. Definitely. So you can get in this contest we're going to have here in a few minutes.
Yep.
Well, hey, Jim, this has been great, don't you think?
Yes, I think so too, yes. And I got one real question for both of you. Heaven forbid this keeps dragging and dragging and dragging. Do you guys have any virtual plans in mind just for the future? Understand that, Marko.
I think Marko's had enough of the virtual.
Yes.
I mean, probably Hoppo maybe not agree, but I mean, for sure, virtual training, because
right.
Especially when you're in lockdown, it's the only way. And I like in the wintertime, I love Zwift.
Right.
And small and shorter races too, but the long ones, tried roll last year. It was just, it's just
no fun. I know.
No comment. That was a bad one.
Yeah.
I've just about. I shan't be doing any racing on the virtual world.
Hoppo did RAM. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, roll was too much, and he did 4 times or whatever it is. Yeah.
No race across Europe or race across America virtual this year. I'm just. That was an interesting question from Georgie. He obviously knows. Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm looking forward to getting to the UK in July and August and actually getting some real racing done. That's That's a very
That's the
interesting
yes.
question, isn't it, Marko, that Georgie's asked?
He has some inside information, maybe.
Yeah,
Inside
well,
information, yeah.
Team Spiegel.
Well,
Yeah.
we have talked about that, but again, COVID interrupted, didn't it, Marko?
Yeah, it changed a lot. So now it's up to Chris. I'm still up for it, but in a couple of years' time. So if Hoppo's still racing, then it's a chance for sure.
That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
we did plan it the year after. We planned on 2-man ram the year after Marko had done Trans-Siberia in 20. It was going to be 2021. So
this year,
it was going to be in a few days' time, wasn't it, Marko?
Yeah, 5 days to go.
But we've already been pushed back 2 years, so it's not yet. Not yet is the answer, Georgie.
Gotcha.
well, that's something we could always look forward to.
Georgie said, "Oops."
Yeah, oops. Well,
Right.
we're all family here. There's no secrets among us.
That's awesome.
Well, listen, I want to thank you guys for coming on. It's been great. And we just want to say that this is going to be our last regular scheduled show until the fall. We'll be going to, but don't go away, folks. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Hit that follow button if you're on Facebook, because we're going to have things going on during RAM. Jim's got a whole lot of electronics he's going to take with him down there to Chillicothe, and I'll be here at the home base. Might make it. Valerio put the heat on me last week to be there to see him.
Yep.
He's going to send a stretch limo. I thought maybe he'd send a helicopter, guys. But
there you go. Land in your front yard.
Land right in my front yard.
And then sell it here.
Yes.
Yeah, pick me up, take me down there. But so we'll be doing some things during the summer. Again, keep your subscribe and follow button active there. They're going to pop up. But this will be it for the season. I don't think we'll probably have any more gifts on, Jim, till we get back to regular schedule. Do you think?
Probably not, because we're going to do some at the time station. I know that.
Jim, are you going to be inside of state law? You think so with this?
I don't know. Maybe.
I hope so.
Yes.
He's got to have some giveaways, but I can't find it. Here it is.
There you go. Exactly. Right there it is.
Got this nice T-shirt here, and come fall, we'll have some of those to give away. But we're going to give away a membership to the $10 Bicycle Club. So Jim's going to spin that wheel. And
let me get everything set up here.
In the meantime, if you give me a minute.
Sure, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, I was wanting to start with it, but you kind of got me with another question. I just want to give a shout out to Ohio time stations, RAM time station, because it's awesome. I mean, I guess it's in Ohio. I don't know why Ohio is. I guess it's getting closer to the sea. You kind of smell the sea already. See the roses, and it's the time stations are great. The people there are great, and the route is marked, which it doesn't happen otherwise. So we just love the state, and I hope we are back in a couple of years. Yeah, and
we love to do it. And well, I was going to say something about, you mentioned the smell. We won't go into that, Jim.
And hopefully we won't have the wonderful cicadas we have going on right now when you come in the future years.
You'll miss them. I think they'll be gone pretty much by the time they get here, won't they, Jim?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. Riley Harvey.
And speaking of Doug, we will be doing a couple of live things with him next week as he attempts to track records again for his age group. So be watching for that. And then also we're going to follow Georgie across the country when he does the Bike Nonstop US. So that'll be in July.
Yeah, so we'll have things going on, just not regular scheduled. Riley Harvey, glad to welcome you here. I think that's the first time we've seen you here at the OHIORAAM show. Glad to have you here. Jim, are you ready to spin that?
I think so. Let me get it up here. Let me switch there. And let me bring that to solo. Well, maybe.
We're just amateurs here, guys.
I know.
We don't know what we're doing.
Huh.
Riley says he's a first-time viewer. Good. Glad to have you here. Be sure to hit that subscribe button.
Definitely.
Let's go. Spin that wheel.
All right, here we go.
It's always a surprise. You think you've won.
I know.
There's one more. There we go. It's not him. Not
Georgie.
Georgie, we've got your address.
Georgie. That is awesome.
Great. And on the show notes,
congratulations, Georgie.
You'll learn more about the $10 Bicycle Club. We're trying something here. I should say that Rick Zoich is and his wife, and I think it's a good idea. Georgie will get the information you need out to them. They're doing raw, so we'll wait. It'll be a few days, I suppose, before they get that done.
Yes.
Doug, thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. It's been great. No better way to introduce RAM and whatever the heck is going to happen, Jim.
Yes, definitely. And the only better thing would be have you guys here next week. So, but
all right,
we'll look forward to the future. The team.
Don't go away, fellas. When the show ends, we'll chat just for 1 minute.
Okay.
This is Gregory Zuber, thanking you for watching and sharing.
Music by Kevin MacLeod.